On the manager's show tonight, Ken Mocker, in talking about Mark Kotsay, said maybe one of the big things to come out of this series that Kotsay had found his way out of the woods and back to his normal batting stroke and effectiveness after 4 hits in the first 2 games. And Kotsay didn't want to make the manager a liar right out at the start. Swing and a line drive, base hit, and Kotsay, whose bat came to life from the beginning in this series, has his 5th hit of the set. He had 3 last night, 5 for 11. He moved around to third base quickly on a pass ball and then a fly ball out by Eric Burns, getting Chavez to the plate. And the Red Sox were willing to give up the run for an out with the infield back, so why not take it? Swing and a line drive, base hit, and Kotsay, whose bat came to life from the beginning. And swing and a ground ball to first, and with the infield back, Kotsay will come home and score, and the A's have the first run of the ball game. With the infield back, it was imperative that Chavez put the ball in play. He did to the first baseman unassisted, and gets his 29th run batted into the year and a 1-0 A's lead. But then Arroyo began to go deep in the count. He went 3-2 on Dye and walked him. He went 3-2 on Hatterberg and walked him. He went 3-2 on Durazo. Euclid playing up well off the line for Durazo over third. Now here's the 3-2 again. Breaking ball hit in the air. Left center field, has some carry on it. Damon's running a long way. He's going to be back. It's off the wall. Here's 1 run in. Both runs are in. And sliding into second base is Durazo with a 2-run double. That ball just continued to carry in left center field. Damon accelerated, racing to the warning track, but then I realized Manny Ramirez was set to play to Karam. And Durazo drives in his 24th and 25th of the year. It is 3-0 Athletics. Mulder had to work to get out of the first inning. The indication right there was that there'd been too much time between his warm-up and the time that he started the ball game. He walked 3 men in the inning, including Johnny Damon, to start the frame, and he had the bases loaded with 1 out, but came back to strike out Veritek and Kevin Millar, both looking, and keep the A's 3-run lead. And they doubled that at the second inning, where last night the A's gave the Red Sox a gift in a pivotal error that cost 3 runs. The same occurred tonight, a little different manner, but the end result was 3 unearned runs. With 1 out, Scudero reached on a routine ground ball that was bobbled by Pokey Reese at short. After Kotsay flied out for what should have been the 3rd out of the inning, but instead was the 2nd, the A's went to work again on Arroyo, and first it was Burns. Here's Eric Burns now, who flied out to right his first time up. Arroyo is ready and throws. Line drive hit hard to left. That's over Ramirez's head. It'll slam off the wall. Around second on the way to third now is Scudero. He's going to come around to score. The ball bounced over toward the corner, and Burns has a double, and the A's have a 4-0 lead.
The A's got a quirky break that time, Bill, on a ball that hit off the very edge of the out-of-town scoreboard. And that caused the ball to veer over way to the left.
Yep, it came off at about a 45-degree angle, or even sharper than that, over into the corner, and Ramirez was set up for the Karam straight back and had to run it down.
That quirky Fenway break.
And Eric Chavez was waiting to greet Arroyo with another blow. 1-2. Chavez, the last 9 games coming in tonight, was hitting .333 on the basis of 12 for 36. Rear foot on the rear line of the batter's box. And here it is. Swinging a high drive toward left field. That has a chance at the wall, and that's going to go deep enough. And it's gone for a home run. Eric Chavez with a tailor-made left-hand batter's stroke for the Green Monster. Hits a 2-run bomb, his 13th of the year, to take the American League lead in home runs. And the A's were in front by a score of 6-0. And as it turned out, the A's kept that 6-0 lead until the 4th. Muller had to put down a 2-out uprising with a hit and a walk in the 3rd inning to get the final out. But in the 4th, the sound of A's bats on ball rattled around the confines of the old ballpark here at Fenway almost deafeningly. Bobby Crosby got things going with a double, and doubles seemed to be the order of the night at this point. Marco Scudero next.
Now the 2-2 is driven to left center field deep. Ramirez going back. Manny at the track, reaches up, it's over his head and goes to the wall. Around third is Crosby. He will score. Scudero has a double. Here's the throw to the plate. Crosby is safe at the plate on the tag by Veritek. That was closer than I thought it was going to be. And the A's have taken a 7-0 lead. So Marco Scudero, kind of a fly ball double to left center field over the head of Ramirez.
And Kotze again made great contact, but was robbed at first base on a backhand play by Millar, throwing to the pitcher for the out, allowing Scudero to go to third, and sending Eric Burns back up for his third at-bat in 4 innings.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on, driven to left. Manny going back, looking up. It's over his head. That hits off the wall. Scudero can walk home from third. Burns going to second with a double. 3 two-base hits for the A's in this 4th inning. It is 8-0 Athletics. And Arroyo is hearing it from the fans at Fenway as Terry Francona comes to the mound.
And that was after 72 pitches, the end of the line for Arroyo in the 4th inning. The rookie Jamie Brown, in only his 3rd game with the Red Sox, came on. He walked Chavez to put runners at first and second, and then faced Jermaine Dye. And again, the sound of bat on ball.
Here's a 2-2 pitch to Dye. A deep drive right center. Damon going back at the track. He watches it bounce over the wall for a ground rule double. At the triangle in deep right center field. A tremendous shot by Dye, about 410 feet. Bouncing on the track, bouncing into the stands for a ground rule double. And so that scores Burns. Chavez has to hold at third. The A's have their 4th double of this 4th inning. And the Athletics now have taken a 9-0 lead. And there's nothing cheap about this.
Brown came back and got 2 quick strikes on Hatterberg, so it looked like he might be on the right track, but not so.
Here is the 0-2. Hatterberg hits it down the right field line. This has a chance. Very deep. Kapler back. Track, wall, leaping at the wall, and it is gone for a home run.
So's Kapler.
Kapler goes into the stands. Hatterberg has a 3-run homer, and the A's have scored a dozen runs already. 12-0 Athletics.
But DeRosa was still in the spirit of things. He singled to center. Finally, Melhuse flied out, and it looked like there was going to be more fireworks before Johnny Damon made a great play to end the inning on Bobby Crosby's effort.
And the pitch to Crosby has hit the right center field. Damon going back in the alley, still going, reaches up, makes a tremendous running catch. Johnny Damon robs Crosby of extra bases, got a great jump, went into the alley in right center, kind of a mini leap at full speed, and made a backhanded play. An outstanding play by Johnny Damon to deny the A's a chance to score more runs in the top of the 4th inning. As it is, the A's put a half dozen on the board. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. A's 12, Boston nothing.
And as it turned out, Mulder would not get through the full 6 innings in that 6th with 1 out. And he was going into the 6th, by the way, already with 95 pitches having been thrown. He gave up a walk to Youkilis, a Kapler double to put runners at second and third, an infield out, got a run home. And when Doug Mirabelli singled to right field for the 2nd run, at that point 117 pitches, that's when Maka went to the mound, got Mulder, brought in Ricardo Rincon to get the final out of the inning. The A's would add 3 runs in the 7th inning of the ball game. They would be unearned against Lenny DiNardo. Key hits in that inning would be a DeRosa infield hit, a 2-run single by Melhuse with the bases loaded. And the A's coasted in with 15 runs on 17 hits to 2 runs and 8 hits for the Red Sox, and the final game of the series after having dropped the first 2 here in Boston. And it's time to announce our Cold Stone Creamery player of the game.